You can be.
Okay, in short, I can tell you, we can survive without the parliament.
We can survive without a parliament.
Ugandans can survive without the parliament.
But the parliament is consuming a lot of our money, first of all.
Yes. We can survive without. Why?
Wrong argument.
What is the parliament doing? I'll bring it in this aspect, in this perspective. What is the government? What's the parliament doing?
The government has to face cost because, for example, when Bobby Wine was sick and had issues that time, the government met a cost when he was in the US. Why not the Speaker, Parliament? But all that takes us back to poor infrastructure. If our hospitals were well equipped, wouldn't be having all this. How many dignitaries do we have?
No.
Those are over thousands of vehicles, thousands of
from
money.
That, the Muzukuru is here. He has enough information on that.
If they inserted that money into the health sector or the education sector, then we would appraise the government for it. But they are looking at things that are useless at the moment and leaving things that are important.
But do they think of tomorrow?
Usually I see the presidential vehicles, the current ones.
They are over 35.
Most of them are new. And I ask myself now if he's saying they are old and they want to bring new ones.
Gone are the days when reaching a hospital or a health center, by the way, you used to foot, people used to die on the way. There were no vehicles to transport the sick. The hospitals, the infrastructure was poor.
But the drugs were there.
Where were they?
So you would bear the
Even
burden
now-
of transport
even
with
now-
the drugs in the hospital. But
Where
now
were they?
The transportation is okay, but there are no drugs in the hospitals.
The transportation is not okay. Even the fuel.
There are no
the rates have increased.
There are
The
no
fuel-
fuel. There is no fuel in the ambulances.
Fuel has hiked.
Now.
And no drugs in the hospital. So you suffer twice.
Like I said,
Okay, so
like I said, that Uganda has its rights. Ugandans must, or they ought to acknowledge the fact that there is something being done, and we must appreciate it. Where there are errors, government stands to be corrected.
All right. As we promised you, we'll be coming back every different days of the week. But in most cases, and now today. And today we are here on our live show with the youth frontliners. A very good morning, good afternoon, good night. Abanyoro n'abanyoro kati n'abaramusia. Abaganda muri mutya mwasuze mutya musibye mutya. How do Rwandese greet?
We don't have any.
You don't have an idea.
Muraho.
Murakobeye.
All around Kagame City.
Hey, those are the ones. I was trying to find out to see, do we have some of them here? Okay. Okay, greet them in Ruchiga.
Why Ruchiga?
You go to them because now our viewers are all over the world and different corners of the country.
Good morning, viewers.
Be proud where you come from.
Good morning, viewers. It's not the Ruchiga show.
It is.
Invite me for a Ruchiga show. I'll address them in Ruchiga.
Okay.
Yes. Good morning, viewers.
Yes.
It's a privilege to be on this mighty show once again. I'm so profoundly honored and exceedingly humbled to sit with these gentlemen here.
Yes.
To advocate issues of national importance.
All right.
As the youths of the nation.
Yes.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, our viewers in different countries. It's my profound.
Hey, you know, I know your vibe is looking for a vibe. It's not getting the vibe. Yes.
It's my privilege to be part of the show.
Yes.
Thanks for watching us. You know, it is a lot that is going on in my head. When I see how we are getting down into a solid state.
You feel concerned?
I feel concerned. I ask myself, where are we heading to?
Also, I don't know where we are heading.
Okay. Good morning, viewers. I greet you all. I am privileged and humbled to be on this show once again, and we are back
We are back.
We are back. We
Ex-
shall discuss
yes,
national
they should expect
importance
us
and,
at least twice a week. By God's grace.
Full swing.
Full swing.
Full swing, non-stop.
I
now
just
this time
want to say
around.
hi to all my friends all over in diaspora, in Africa, in Uganda, all over. Thank you so much for loving us, and thank you so much for keeping us live and kicking. The people will never forget. There's somebody behind the camera that you may not know that person. The one in my absentia is my co-driver. I will say hi to her, be nice. I love you so much, and Momo, my sister,
Oh,
including my father, the rest. Yes.
our home regards to
be nice.
Be nice.
I always
Be
have
nice.
Be nice.
arguments with Be Nice
All the show.
on the platform. I'm like, hey, but she has been missing our show. Mark that.
Okay.
people have been calling all over the globe.
They thought maybe you were
Asking for the
hijacked.
youth frontliners.
They thought you had.
They thought we were compromised. No one compromised us.
No one.
It is confident
No one put
compromised
us
you.
into the drone.
It's just because we are entering the fourth wave. We have already entered the fourth wave of the COVID.
Okay.
We're planning for the youth, of course.
All right. On our last show, we talked about on the price hiking and things of that kind, where the government has given a deaf ear in our nationals. They have not bothered.
As it always does when important issues.
No, but sometimes they try.
How?
I don't know, but I thought sometimes they try.
Let them
Good,
try.
it's good to give credit.
Let
where
them
it
try
deserves,
now.
yeah.
We need
And,
them to try now.
Finding,
But the
finding-
Muslim
finding-
President himself
finding,
is here.
They
They
are
will
on the
tell us
test.
how they does things.
We've put them to task to try now.
no, but finding
Because this is the right
moderator
time when we-
appreciating that.
This is the right time
The
when we need them
government
to try.
Yeah, but we normally say that power without control is powerless. Uganda has lost control in its power.
No.
Okay.
If we had lost
A lot of
control,
issues are taking
the
place
man
in
of
the
heart would
country
not
where
be
we are
sitting
seeing
president.
Honorable Zaki being fired, and you have seen also our own speaker, Oulanya. I don't know whether he's dead or is alive. All offices in Uganda, they are at
But why are
stand
you
still.
saying dead or alive? The public news say he's alive. People have gone to visit him.
There's no credit.
other-
There's no
Say
credible,
dead.
credible
There's
source.
no credible source.
at the moment.
Other news say he's dead, other news say he's alive.
So that's what I'm saying.
Man
We
is
don't know
alive.
whether he's dead or alive. But my question is, why is it so all government officials, in the three arms out of the nation, no motion can be discussed in the parliament? Owinyo Dolo, out of the country. Speaker, deputy, out of the country. Many speaker, out of the country. Who is running the parliament now? It's on standstill because of an individual. Without Oulanya, can we survive? Starting from you.
Yes, thank you, moderator. Without Oulanya, can we survive? Wow, that's a very big question. Of course, we've been surviving all along.
Well,
With him being a deputy speaker. Now the fact that
but even when he has been abroad, we've been surviving.
the fact that the deputy speaker is also not in the house. You know me, I have my own reservations for this parliament. So if you ask me such a question, I'm going to be too negative, and people will be like, "What's wrong with this gentleman today?"
It's when necessarily you can be.
Okay, in short, I can tell you, we can survive without the parliament.
We can survive without a parliament.
Ugandans can survive without the parliament.
But the parliament is consuming a lot of our money, first of all.
Yes, we can survive without. Why?
Wrong argument.
What is the parliament doing? I'll bring it in this aspect, in this perspective. What is the government? What's the parliament doing? What is it doing to the ordinary Ugandan other than amending bills,
Useless bills.
day in, day out? If they cannot address issues of important issues that are affecting the lower Ugandans, the Muntu wa wansi. I'm very sorry. I'm really very sorry for our speaker that he has been hospitalized for quite a long time, and I think it is a gesture of friendship and togetherness for the deputy speaker to go and pay a courtesy visit to her boss.
And we understand they've used another jet.
I don't want to go into that. Ugandans should also learn how to respect the VIPs because it's within
Their means.
The constitution. It's the powers they have were granted to them by the constitution that we all believe in, regardless. Yeah, it's a good gesture. I have no problem with Anita going visiting her boss, Winnie Dolo,
The Chief Justice.
the Chief Justice. But I heard that there is a judge conversion in Europe. I'm yet to confirm that. I don't want to give half-baked information. But it has come at a point, I think, when he was also
Going for a conversion.
When he was also supposed to go and attend to some important conversion outside. I don't know which country, but it's a good gesture, moderator. Issues of whether they have boarded a rocket, whether they have hired a rocket, whether they have used
whether they've used the
jet,
chartered plane.
whether
What
they
I'm
have
trying to
chartered
mean is
a
this.
plane.
What I'm trying to mean, hold on, what I'm trying to mean is this. The government to spend over and over billions for an individual, and 1,000 Ugandans are suffering, is it worth?
It is. Do you know why? Do you know why it is? They feel it is worth?
Because they're thieves?
No, because it's us. We made them feel that it is what? It is worth. I always tell you. I've always told you this on several platforms that the day we decided, the day we decided we decided not to equip our medical hospitals, is the day we decided to bring up all this mess of transporting highly ranked government officials to go and receive treatment from abroad. During the Obote's government, you people said that Obote was bad. Everyone, Obote, Chigato. When Obote was assassinated, when he was assassinated, he refused to be treated from abroad. Do you know that Obote was assassinated?
But he's assassinated, that means he's killed, so how does he refuse to be treated?
Let's say he was almost.
It was an attempted assassination.
It was an attempted assassination that necessitated the government
To fly him out.
But he refused it. He was
Why?
treated. He was treated in Marago because Marago was well equipped. The facilities that were at Marago then were matching
good. Much better.
with the rest of the world.
I think now I'm agreeing with you that you don't need a parliament now.
Yeah. So
We need parliament.
the moment we decided not
To equip.
to equip our medical hospitals, is the day we decided to overspend on government officials for treatment.
Who's responsible?
That is the responsibility of it comes in priorities. Okay. The 10 points program of the NRM. I think medication, a nice, affordable and affordable medication for every Ugandan was one of the points. You understand? But they haven't tackled for the 35 years. That one has never. They have not tackled that, and I don't think it will be these medical hospitals. Our hospitals will be updated in the next, let me say, like 5 years. I don't think so. So such things will keep on coming, and that's why you see people. I had Ugandans. I saw Ugandans in abroad demonstrating about Oulanya. That was uncalled for, really. It is health first. These issues we can always sit down and discuss them.
You see, what is very important at the moment is that I believe, and I'm still thinking, I'm not a prophet of doom. If that incident has happened to Oulanya, the next day will be cabinet minister ABCD. They're in evening hours.
We've seen this. I mean, so many times. The late, it also applied to the late Mutevile himself. The father of
Rukodo.
But
Rukodo had gone for a conference.
Yes.
But,
And
okay.
And the Lord said, please. Don't go back.
Okay, all in all, what I can say, the government has lost terribly.
Its credibility.
Yeah, in terms of hospitals, standard hospital. Now look, there's another. I remember the president. There's the land we gave to an investor to develop
In
Lubowa Hospital.
It has not kick-started.
But
And a lot of money was given.
yes,
Was given.
and it was in the support of His Excellency.
Yes. So really, the president himself has, his government, the NRM government, has terribly lost touch on when it comes to medication facilities for Ugandans. I think it is scoring negative. It is negative.
Lastly, on your side, who is responsible to confirm all government businesses are in place and operating?
You see,
who is responsible?
You see, let me answer you this way. You see, the MPs that we have in Parliament, these are they are the right people who are supposed to put this the government in check. Okay, there is issues. There is issues, by the way, but all of a sudden, there is something very important. Then you oh yeah, let me now see whether they are going to be consistent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, it's done. They keep on complaining, but they don't. It dies out in a natural death. So we are lacking in terms of representation. Legislation, we are really we are not well represented.
Checks and balances.
The checks and balances are not.
But who is responsible for government businesses?
That's the Prime Minister.
That's the Prime Minister.
Thank you. So, do we have a Prime Minister?
Of late, our Prime Minister is more or less of a minister without portfolio. He's in all places.
Everywhere.
You find him in
mosquito net giving
with the Bavubi. You find him with the banana sellers. You find him in. I mean, he's all over the place. I think.
No, she's just working Prime Minister.
Sorry.
She's just a hands-on.
Of course,
so you can't
I can't blame
she's a hands-on.
I can't blame the Prime Minister for that. Much as, of course, every person has weaknesses in this world. Yeah? But like you said, she's the head of government business. But
but do you remember
with the history she has and whatever? You remember the time when she went to, was it no, was it Nairobi where when she went on a border? I think we had issues with something to do with prices and what, and she was an RDC by then, and she went with the Kihuras following and all that. So with her history, we can't really blame her. She's trying to touch here and there, but of course, forgetting that she's the head of government business.
But that does not change her humanity.
Right now,
but it doesn't. It doesn't mean.
Right now, she's. I seek to be protected. Right now, she needs to also focus on government business. For example, this takes us back to our main point of discussion, having the speaker being thrown out of the country, which is not bad. Because as the Speaker of Parliament, well stipulated by Article 82 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda, he has the privileges. You get. The government has to face cost because, for example, when Bobi Wine was sick and had issues that time, the government met a cost when he was in the US. Why not the Speaker of Parliament? But all that takes us back to poor infrastructure. If our hospitals were well equipped, wouldn't be having all this mess. Our ministers, our dignitaries would be treated here. Because we spend even a lot of money. Leave alone us looking at the money spent on a plane. On a plane moving with the speaker and other 16 members of the family. But even you can imagine the cost of medication in Seto or in the US where the speaker is. If that money would be added in Mulago as a health facility, then I think the health sector would be far, far better. Actually, me as discussing with someone the other day and said some of the main sectors that have to be looked at in Uganda right now. One is the health sector, which has to be given priority. Because people get sick day in, day out. People die every day. because of poor health facilities. Education, you get. We lack good doctors.
We have good doctors.
But they are not enough.
They're not facilitated.
They are not well facilitated. The poor education facilities we have. The other day you saw interns striking because of not being facilitated, because of lacking facilities.
That's
So I
because the
think
priority system
because
is still very
because the health sector has not been made a priority, that is why we are facing all these challenges.
And now,
And now this takes us back to what are MPs doing in Parliament? These are issues they have to deliberate on, other than coming out to shout and seek accountability of putting money on a chartered plane. What? Of course, this is Uganda Air, is what they used. Yeah, still the money comes back to the government. But I think all that rotates on us having poor health facilities. Mutevile the other day died in Nairobi. Why would a full governor die in Nairobi? He would have been treated here. But you hear them telling you, he was here, this condition worsened, and because Nairobi has good health facilities.
Why didn't talk
They
Oulanya?
flew him to Nairobi.
Why did they take Oulanya the other side, not Nairobi?
Because I think, of course, every
Disease has its implications.
no, every country is specialized in its own way. But putting that aside, the government needs to put much emphasis on the health sector of our nation.
On programs that affect
They should make that priority, other than making fighting jets priorities and whatsoever. The other day I was reading an article in New Vision that they want to phase out all government vehicles. How important are government vehicles to a low-earning Ugandan?
I'm in support with that.
Can't you? How?
No, they take them off.
And do what? What will they help? Do you know how much money they're going to spend on that?
They use
We can see that let me
tell you, you are very important than a minister sleeping in office and even an MP. What you're discussing, they cannot even do it. Do you have a government vehicle?
I don't have it, but I'm important. To someone down there in the village, I might be important to him than a minister.
Yes, I'm saying they
But
take them off.
They are priority. No, what I'm saying. No, they're not taking them off for good. They are taking them off to get other ones, the new ones. A V8 goes for 450 million. How many ministers do we have?
That's what I'm saying.
How many
prioritizing?
How many dignitaries do we have?
No.
Those are over thousands of vehicles,
No,
thousands of
from
money.
that, the Muzukuru is here. He has enough information on
If
that.
they inserted that money into the health sector or the education sector, then we would appraise the government for that. But they are looking at things that are useless at the moment and leaving things that are important.
But do they think of tomorrow?
Usually, I see the presidential vehicles, the current ones.
They're
yes,
over 35.
Most of them are new, and I ask myself now, if he's saying they are old and they want to bring new ones, how new do they want those vehicles to be?
Kavera cars, 0 mileage.
But how important? Usually, he operates from Kampala. When he's flying out of Kampala, he uses a chopper. So really, don't you see that we are prioritizing things that are less important?
But what you've said is true. President Museveni and his convoy, they operate in Kampala. When he's out of Kampala, he uses what?
They are over. You see,
even if you use DMC, it's okay.
You see what they are doing right now. Like we said, they are not making important things priorities. They overcrowd the city. Because when you bring other new cars, where will the old ones be? Of course, they're going to auction them.
And they buy again
governmental
themselves.
officials, they will buy them again to themselves. And these are things that are not important. Mark, was Mutevile buried in his vehicle, in the Benz? Just in a how many inches?
4 by 6.
4 by 6, and it is done. But if the health sector was good, maybe the man would still be there and wouldn't be having some of these issues, because he used to seriously deliberate on the economic issues that were affecting the nation. So, in conclusion, I call upon government and government officials and our MPs especially, let us deliberate on important issues. Let us focus on priorities. Let's make the health sector important to everyone. I think government right now has the capacity. If government came out and said, we are going to put a hospital like Chirudu or the one in Kawempe in every constituency, the government has the capacity. That will improve on infrastructure in terms of the health sector. It will even bring up employment opportunities to people out there. Because it's not that in hospitals we only have doctors and nurses and whatsoever. We even have these casual workers, cleaners, drivers and whatsoever. So the government should look at those things. If we have a good hospital like that in every constituency, at least let's have a good referral hospital in every constituency, then our health sector would be good to go. And when you have good health doctor, believe me, you'll have the capacity to wake up in the morning and find a way of earning a living, because these challenges have been here. There is no other way we are going to stop them. They have been here to stay, and they are here to stay, mark you. Because do you think a lot will change with our government? If it has failed to change in the 30 years where Mzee has taken us, what will change then?
Do you still believe that the government majors in minor issues and major issues are neglected?
Of course, major issues are neglected. Like he said, the Lvoa hospital. The other day I was asking myself, how far has the Lvoa hospital gone? That time they put it on news, they gave us, they showed us a huge budget. A lot of money was put out, but that money is all consumed by a few people. That is what you saw.
And that was almost to be half of the budget of Uganda.
You saw what you saw the properties they were showing for this gentleman, Dr. Byarugawa. It was so unbecoming. And people out there are swindling money, loads and loads of money.
Okay, Muzukulu of President himself.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Respond on what papers saying.
Self-imposed Muzukulu.
Is here.
And I'm not self-imposed, my friend.
A Muzukulu have even not, they have not called him for the Muzukulu talk.
Among you here, you look what has flagged himself.
Did you, were you in the Bazukulu meeting?
Please, don't confuse.
Maybe you would have advised the Mzee.
You're equally a Muzukulu.
Yeah, we are Muzukulu, but you see.
But,
okay, by age we are Bazukulu, but by blood.
But
there are those Bazukulu.
There are those Bazukulu that are looked at.
Abana nebyana.
Katfe tuli byana.
Guys.
By the way, I call upon Natasha to look for us. We have something for Mzee, regardless. For us, we shall not fear to face him and tell him something.
She's a nice lady. She will definitely
take our message. Thank you so much.
Message.
Will you?
Will you?
I will forward it to her.
We shall be grateful.
I'll forward it. But first of all, I would love to wish a quick recovery to our Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. And we hope that his situation keeps recovering day and day. Two, I would love to notify, or before I notify, I would love to quickly ask a question.
To who? To me, to the audience here.
To all of us. If you were given, or if you were gifted with a position of being the Speaker of Parliament
right now,
with time to come, would you discard all those privileges given to you as a Speaker because you're after issues of the country, issues of the population? Would you discard all those privileges of driving in a comfortable vehicle? Would you discard the fuel you're given as an allowance? Would you discard the privilege of, if I were ill, I will not go to Mulago, I will be flown to Nairobi? Would you discard all that?
Of course no one would discard that.
I will continue with my argument.
But
I continue with my argument. Now the fact that you cannot, the fact that you acknowledge that you cannot discard that cannot be a point of discussion. That he was flown out, he was, a lot of money has been invested. That is not a point of argument.
What's the point of argument?
The point of argument, in fact, it's not supposed to be a point of argument. The point of console.
Or you're trying to say it shouldn't be a point of discussion.
It can't be a point of. You can't be discussing
Okay,
that Oulanya
directors,
is
directors,
that
give us the
Oulanya
guidance.
is abroad.
Give us
He's
guidance.
being treated. What we are supposed to be doing here is
Yes, sir.
praying for the speaker
Which we
to
are doing,
recover,
which we are doing day in, day out.
to recover in order to come back and handle national issues.
We are doing that already.
Okay? All you're supposed to be doing is trying to understand that as much as he's the speaker, he's entitled by default. Being speaker, he's entitled to all the privileges he's earning.
Point of
The,
guidance.
the
Who's
deputy
against
speaker,
that?
the deputy speaker, Chief Justice, and
the brother.
the,
Plus Norbert Mao.
the entire team that went and flew on a chartered plane, as you say, or crane plane or something. That is something formal. It's courtesy
It is
to
okay.
fly out, no matter the investment that has been made. It is courtesy to fly out to see a brother in arms with them.
It is okay.
Okay?
But no one is
The facilities.
No one is
listen,
in disagreement with
the
that.
facilities. The facilities in the hospitals.
Now you're talking.
Go on.
He's
the
now coming to the
facilities,
point. eh?
Coming to
the,
the point.
the facilities in the hospitals
In
of Uganda,
uh-huh.
of Uganda, may not be the best, but they are trying. We treat people and they recover. Okay, the facilities are there. You've not yet fallen ill and have failed to recover from a hospital that you say is failing. Mulago, Sijui, Chidulu, Sijui.
I seek a
Listen,
little
I was-
interjection. Have you had a
Protect
Hold on.
me because I
have
was
you had a
silent.
family
I was-
member?
I was
Hold on.
silent.
Have you had a family
Listen,
member?
No,
Mr.
hold
Moderator,
on.
Have you had a
I was silent as they were
Please
articulating their
proceed.
issues.
Proceed.
So protect me,
I don't
my
want
friend.
us to lie to Ugandans.
We are not lying to Uganda.
Because believe
Listen,
me,
don't-
I'm sure you've had a
listen,
family member who
listen.
has been flown to Nairobi
Please, Mr. Moderator.
for medication. Yes or no?
Control
Richard, let him
the
go.
gentleman.
Proceed.
Control the gentleman.
Please.
Proceed.
Go ahead.
I like
Now.
where you're going. I like where you're going.
And my question still stands.
But,
Go on.
but this is my argument, yes? That the facilities that we have, the hospitals that we have, may not be to the level of the United States. But they have a particular level they are at, and they are working. If there is something missing, then it will be done, or
When?
it is in the process of being done.
When?
If there is a development that needs to be done, it is in the process of being done.
The development that has not
So
been done
our
in
point
30
of
years.
argument of why isn't the hospital up to date like the US, like Nairobi, like my friend, every country has its agenda.
Remember,
Did these
35
countries
years.
come
Okay.
from heaven?
But I've said every country has its agenda.
Not what makes it.
Its agenda was made then.
No,
And
but-
the
but-
hospital
no,
was
guys,
improved
Why
to
can't?
then.
Why
Let's
why,
listen
Our
to one
agenda,
another.
Why was
our
it-
agenda,
it's being made
our,
now, eh?
our agenda is
Richard, hold
coming
on.
and
Let
is
him
in the
submit
process.
his point.
Okay? Our agenda is in the process.
No, I wanted to remind him one thing. Eh?
Priorities.
For
When
reminding you
priorities.
aloud. Hold on.
I wanted
There are
to
men- they're
remind you
reminding
one
you.
thing. When your government was coming to power, these facilities were well equipped and were functioning.
Exactly.
You understand? So we are not.
Let me repeat for
No,
him.
let's-
When your
hold on,
government was
let's-
coming in
hold on,
power,
moderate.
everything was in place.
Moderator, hold on.
And we had
We are
better
not
health
better
Better facilities.
We are not.
Why is it so?
We are comparing it from history. We have a basis of
Let's-
comparison. You're getting my point.
Exactly.
Let me answer your question. Let me rebut to that just before I go back. You see, when the old man
What
of
happened
the hut, when
to
the
our
old man
hospitals?
of the hut government was coming, when it liberated Uganda from the problems it had, it came with an agenda of development.
Liberation. You're using the word liberation.
Yes, why
Okay.
not?
Okay.
Gone are the days when reaching a hospital or a health center, by the way, you used to foot, people used to die on the way. There were no vehicles to transport the sick. The hospitals, the infrastructure was poor.
But the drugs were there.
Where were they?
So you would
Even
bear,
where
you
were
would bear
they?
the
Even
burden
now-
of transport
even
with
now-
drugs in the hospital. But
Where-
now,
where were they?
The
you
transportation
bear-
is okay, but there are no drugs in the
No,
hospitals.
the transportation is not okay. Even the fuel.
There are no
the rates have increased.
There are
the
no
fuel,
fuel. There is no fuel in the ambulances.
Fuel has hiked.
Now-
And no drugs in the hospital. So you suffer. You suffer twice.
like
You
I
suffer
said,
twice.
Okay, so conclude.
like I said, that Uganda has its agenda.
Which agenda?
Our main issue, our main problem here was, their main discussion was that why waste money on useless things? I have a friend, listen, I have a friend who said, sijui on jets. My friend,
That wasn't
when you
what-
internalize,
a quick
before-
reminder.
wait,
No,
wait.
doctor, a quick
When you
reminder. A quick
internalize-
reminder.
No.
A quick reminder.
Let him
Mr. Moderator.
conclude.
No. A quick
you-
reminder before he concludes, because I want to inform him. Our main point of argument, doctor, here was it's not wasting money on useless things. The speaker is entitled to the privilege he's gotten, but our main point of discussion is why not insert that money in our health sector
So
And improve.
we
and
double
improve?
we double charge
Other
because
than-
at the moment,
Is
if
the
he's
speaker
ill, let's double charge then.
Mr. Moderator,
Because that's what he's
is
saying.
the speaker the
Why
last man
not
that is
put
going to be sick?
Why not invest that money?
Is the speaker the last
in-
man that
in
is
the
going to be
facilities
sick?
No.
that are here today.
Today it is
So-
the
So we
speaker.
double charge that
Today
we
it-
treat him.
today is
we
the-
fund his
today it is
treatment
the
and still
speaker.
do this
Today
again.
it is the speaker,
Then
and
Ugandans
tomorrow
still
it is
complain.
Mr. Muhangus. Today it is the speaker, and tomorrow
Let
it
me
is
tell
another
you,
dignitary
I was
dignitary
still-
of the
I was-
president.
I was still telling you that
You're defending
your argument,
the indefendable.
your argument of non-priorities.
You see, doctor, I
We
think
should
him
never,
conclude.
once you start to understand,
how the government operates.
no, when you start to
What is how
analyze
the
a
government
security
operates.
issue, you don't have, you should not gain the audacity to talk of jets being a non-priority or an essential.
But you already have enough.
How are you a security
Okay, what are they for?
personnel?
What are they for? Okay, what are they for?
Protection of the nation.
From
Oh,
who?
from what?
What do you mean from who?
From who?
So because
Are we having any war
So you
in Uganda?
Wait. So because you for you to have a war,
Are you a
By the
war
way,
you
mover?
it's
to
true.
prepare for a
I
war.
agree with him.
For you
The
to
government
prepare
has
for a
its
war.
own agenda. It doesn't have
we are not
agenda
war-
on its people.
Exactly.
Okay, no, it's
The
it's
agenda
right,
is
it's
for the
right.
government, but not for the
To buy
people.
their jets to protect.
And
who?
what is the agenda supposed to be? The agenda is supposed to be for the people.
Okay,
the government
That has
has
been-
the government has an agenda for its people, for its citizens.
since when?
That is why that is why we keep having government officials that operate on the guidance or on the will of the people.
Like which
Okay.
one? Mention one.
The excellence, the man of the heart.
I think you're just
Okay, but
how should I say it?
let's
You're
look at
obsessed
this.
The man of the heart.
But
Let's look at this just
Correct
as a
for me.
conclusion.
No,
as a
No,
conclusion.
as a conclusion, let him
Let's
conclude.
look at this
He has
as
been
a
interjected too
conclusion.
much.
Yeah, that we need to feel sorry for our
Because he's on
government,
the
for
receiving
our
end.
speaker. We need to feel sorry for our speaker.
Mm.
We need not to have an argument of that Uganda does not need a parliament. That is. I don't want to say foolish, but it does not count. It is an argument that does not
Uganda
count. There
does
is no
not-
country
we
that
said
does
Uga-
not need a parliament.
Uganda does
We
not
don't
need
need
a
it.
useless
we
parliament.
don't need it.
I think that's the right
That's
word.
what he said.
Well,
Yes,
Uganda
you
does
didn't
not-
say useless. You said it doesn't need a parliament.
No,
Okay?
I didn't say that.
The kind of
I
parliament we have, we don't need it.
The kind of parliament we
We
have
don't
at the
need it.
moment, we don't
If-
need it. We need a useful parliament.
That
It
is
is
not
permanent.
that is not
If-
that is not an issue that is supposed to be discussed. The issue that is supposed to be discussed at hand is if the facilities of treatment are not doing well, or are not enough, or are not efficient, then who are the in charge?
Mr. Moderator,
Okay,
is this
who
man
are the
well-
in charge? The in charge are supposed to be Sijui, the head doctors, Sijui, the health ministers, Sijui, who.
No, let me tell you,
Akina who-
it is
then
only
go
it
to
is,
them.
You guys, it is only in Uganda. I repeat, it is only in Uganda where we have the headmaster or the head teacher of a given school who did not study education and things of that kind. It is only in Uganda the minister of education who did not study education
How
system.
sure are you?
It is
Did
only
you
Uganda,
look
the
through-
Minister of
did you look through
Transport.
his
Let me tell you,
qualifications?
Minister of Transport, who started politics and what? Those things. So it is only
Do you know how many?
political
Do
education.
you know how many courses they do are midist?
You know, listen, there's something I'm bringing.
But you see, the
The-
qualification
hold on.
of our
They
member of
undergo.
parliament,
They undergo.
is,
They undergo.
Let me tell you, there's
They
something-
undergo
Senior
training
moderator.
for these
I'm
things.
bringing
They don't
something
wake up
small.
and choose them to.
No, I'm bringing
to
something small.
Go and be a minister of transport without the knowledge. These things
is
are
only in
done.
Uganda
They
we have
don't
somebody
need-
is-
they
is-
don't
is-
need
is
to
a
announce
general colonel.
themselves. No, let's not debate about the general colonel. That is a title you should not joke with.
You're in a general colonel.
Nanti General
Yes.
Kano. General Kano Mwenda.
Yes.
What you're trying to protect?
It's Kano
Yes,
General,
it's
not
Kano
General.
General.
Colonel General.
I've never heard of that
No,
title
no.
in any
Okay,
Kano.
and
That
what I'm
is why
bringing
it
That
is
is why
this.
he's saying it is
That is
only
why
in
it is
It's
Uganda.
unique.
only in Uganda things happen the way they happen.
Moderator.
Because
but what
they-
I mean
Things
is
happen
this.
the way they want to happen.
What I'm meaning is this. When you're still discussing on Oulanya, you said is an VIP, of which we agree. How many VIPs do we have? If perhaps something happens, we start taking all of them, the VIPs, and all our
You
funds
see,
goes just like that.
Mr. Moderator.
How do you expect? How does somebody who voted him from the village where he comes from is surviving?
Mr. Moderator, I need to inform my brother.
But don't nail him too much.
Mr.
No, I'm
Mhamzi,
not being nailed.
is that all VIPs have families.
Mm.
It is not their inner family, wife and children we are talking about.
Mm.
We are talking about uncles, aunties, sisters, and whoever. It is not that all those family members are entitled to those privileges.
Mm.
And they have relatives deep down in the village. You get?
So do
Who
they
won't
receive
be
the same
thrown out?
privileges?
Who won't be thrown out of the country?
Do they receive
because they are
the same?
related with this VIP. We are here to deliberate these issues because we are fighting for those people who may not have the capacity to be thrown out of the country if they have the same disease disturbing our current speaker now. You get?
Mm.
If the government can start looking at issues in that same perspective, then we shall be good to go. Because we shall be sure that everyone can be thrown
The
from...
fact that
everyone
the
can
fact
be
that
thrown
there
from...
is- there is-
everyone can
there
be
is-
thrown... Actually, if the government said, okay, we are putting jets in districts that whoever gets a problem can be thrown to Morago,
It's understandable.
it will be understandable. But when you say...
Ugandans love luxury.
That's
where
not
it is
luxury.
supposed to be.
Having
Ugandans we love what I've seen.
Mr.
Ugandans
Moderator,
we love
Mr.
to
Moderator,
be treated like
have-
VIPs,
having
yet
a-
we are not
Mr.
there.
Moderator,
What makes them being a VIP?
Okay, start the books, read, be qualified to do something that puts you to a VIP level.
That's what I said at first, recently. That's what I said. It's only in Uganda where you are a minister of finance when you don't even study finance.
That's what I
Mr.
said.
Moderator,
That's what
I'm
I said,
sure-
that
I'm
you want
sure-
them to start
Mr.
once they
Moderator-
are going for a
Mr.
course of being a financial minister. You
Mr.
want them to announce that I have gone to study to be a finance minister. So when you see me being a
You
minister
ought
of
to have become
finance,
an economist, my
I should
friend.
not
Moderator,
be questioned.
Moderator, these are my concluding remarks on
Yes.
on this topic.
Of
We are
Oulanya.
we are dwelling so much on it, but the reality is, the country is bleeding. Okay. Omuntu wa wansi
Abona, abona.
is suffering the more.
So much.
We can be here, we can beat around
The bush.
at the bush. We can you can comfortably sit here and try to overlook
To panel beat.
overlook some
To defend
some-
undefendable.
some points. But the truth is, the priorities of the NRM government changed. The NRM government, I want you to go back and read the 10 points program, and then each point related to
the current situation.
Each point, then that's when you come back, and I know if you go and read about the 10 points program, the next one we shall have here, you won't defend the undefendable like the way you're doing.
Mm.
I'm very sorry. I stand with Oulanya. We pray for him.
We pray for him.
To recover. Yeah. My point on the parliament, what I meant was, the kind of parliament we have, if it's the parliament that you're referring to by saying that should we have the parliament? To me, we shouldn't, because even themselves, the members of parliament, are talking bad about the same parliament that they are in. These members of parliament that you see there,
They also don't know where they are.
they are confused. All the new members of parliament and the old ones, they are confusing. Some Uganda was saying we deviated. The standard of representation is very bogus.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So that's what I meant. If this is the kind of parliament you're referring to as should we have a parliament, is parliament important to me? It's not important until we send people of substance.
Yes.
In my conclusion, the other day I saw, some time back, I saw one of the interviews of Honorable Semujunganda saying that I think one of the relatives, either the mother or something, was at case clinic, and they were charging them something like 2 point something every day. And then he said, I decided to transfer my mother from case clinic to Mulago. But because I managed to at least get some good doctors there, my mother's condition improved.
Money.
Because she was
about
because
good doctors talking about
he was privately facilitating those people, so they were motivated to look after the mother in a special way. And then he was saying that if government could concentrate on these government hospitals and put in much more effort to facilitate the doctors, to make sure they are doing well, to make sure they don't even get this heart of embezzling the money, then we would be doing far better.
That's the DNA of NRM.
Okay.
So I would encourage government out there, let's make priorities. Let's not make small things priorities.
Okay. As a concluding.
In my conclusion with this argument, government may not be the perfect government Ugandans dream of or think about or admire or whatnot. But Ugandans must, or should, it's not a must, they ought to acknowledge the fact that there is something being done. And we must appreciate it. Where there are errors, government stands to be corrected. Okay?
If it accepts its mistake.
Has it given the chance to Ugandans to correct it?
Most definitely, if there are institutes that have... I've heard of the Mulago boss.
Dr.
What happened to him?
The politics that are surrounding his
services.
Is he still serving?
Is not,
It's
but
not
the politics
serving.
surrounding there.
So the fact that government
is a point of
realizes,
discussion for another day.
the fact that government realizes that
We cannot
there is
discuss the
someone,
politics
there is
that
someone
today and finish.
not efficiently working, let's uproot him and probably put someone better. That is giving chance.
That was not the cause.
Do you know
that is giving chance.
Do you know
Let me
the politics
conclude.
surrounding
Let me conclude.
that saga?
That's
No,
a story
let
for
him
another
conclude.
day. But if such a thing is done, that means government still acknowledges the fact that things may not be in shape. So let's give chance to someone who thinks or feels or who we understand that can put something in shape. Okay? So let's try to acknowledge the fact that there's something being done. Yes.
Okay. As the way forward from youth frontliners, so it's general question. Did you support what government did to take to facilitate Oulanya? It's okay, but a lot of financial that being spent, it is affecting our youth. Not even youth, it's affecting our nation.
It's affecting the average Ugandan.
If just 1 billion,
1.5 billion.
now we assume, get 1 billion, inject it in the schools, and this is what will happen. Get 1 billion, you say we've reduced.
There's a lot of money that has been injected, more than 1 billion that you're talking about.
But we're thinking of an individual.
Where?
Let government
There's
come
a
out
lot
and
of
give
money.
accountability. First, we are asking government to give us accountability and nothing more.
You know, Rodrick. You make us look inhuman to to when we discuss issues of a Sikh VIP, Ugandan VIP.
But you started the conversation.
You
started
understand?
the argument.
No. You make us look inhuman. We are trying to explain to you a different issue. You're benchmarking your argument
as if we don't want him to get good.
This is not our case. These are the effects of having poor hospital.
But what did I comment
understand?
about?
We are paying
what
a price.
was my comment about?
We are saying
the improper infrastructure you talk about in hospitals.
We are saying the government should pick a leaf.
Oh, no, but what was my argument about?
No,
it?
I was judging you. I told you that the NRM government, when it was coming to power,
we had good health facilities.
We had good
health facilities.
Should we go
we
back?
Even had good roads.
So we'll go
we
back.
even had good roads. We even had good roads. There were a few, but good what? Good roads. You understand? And that comes with population. It comes with population.
Can you imagine?
It comes with the population. Yes. Let's debate on it. We had good roads.
You see, Mr.
had a good road,
Moderator.
you see.
Mr. Moderator.
We had a good hospital.
Mr. Moderator.
You cannot tell me.
Mr.
You cannot
Moderator,
tell me that the 80
my brother
was far
here,
better than the current
my brother here
situation.
is,
No, it's-
my
it's
brother
80
here
years.
has not
with
made
the
research.
capacity. With the capacity.
Most of the hospitals that were built in the Obote government
Are still there.
are the hospitals that are still standing. And the government has failed to totally facilitate them accordingly.
Apart from
Other
Chirudu.
than killing them, apart from Chirudu and Kawempe.
And they're saying Chirudu, when you go in Chirudu, chances are less
Yes.
to come back.
To survive.
No, you go to Chirudu with the malaria, you come back with the diarrhea.
With the area and TB.
You understand?
Okay.
The other day I had friends who were taken to Chitaria because they were deliberating on the rights of the vendors on the streets in Kampala. You know, they passed a bill that they should be chased away from the streets, and these guys were taken to Chitaria. Do you know that there was an outbreak of TB in Chitaria? Most of the guys that went to Chitaria came out sick, terribly sick, on trumped-up charges. You get? And Chitaria is, they will say, this is one of the best prisons we have, Manya, in Uganda.
Okay.
You get? So if you're taking people to prison to die from there, to get these terrible diseases from there, where is our government heading?
We talk for the ordinary. We are talking here on behalf of the ordinary Ugandan. I'm not talking about the sons of the VIPs and the sons of the fathers and mothers who can.
And the upcoming, our fellow youths.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because what we are doing, we are planting a seed. Such that,
I'm looking at this woman in my village, in my Seru Bikonoka, Kacherere, who can't afford to come to Kampala just for this for the cancer of the breast scanning. That's the kind of woman I'm talking on behalf. I'm not talking on the behalf of the so-called corporates and.
okay, as we are concluding, we are going to bet this on only 5 minutes. For the first time, Minister of Education, who is called, is it primary? Miingo, finally said they have accepted these children to start going to school with phones and smartphones. Now they're allowing them. Reason is that they want them to learn IT.
Primary students or all students?
All.
They have accepted.
Yes.
I heard about that argument, and
but is it worth? And even remember the other bill of last week where they said the parliament were debating on to table a bill. If they find you spitting in the public, they prison you for 6 months.
By the way, for your information, I'm not a lawyer. He will guide us. There are so many acts here in Uganda,
And they passed.
and so many bills. You
Useless
understand?
bills.
Useless bills. That is one of the another useless bill.
That's what they usually solve their parliament.
No, that is another useless bill. They can go. I mean, those are the kind of bills, the kind of parliament that we are having, that is supposed to pass.
But you know the genesis of that.
I
Because
mean,
we have senior six.
I mean,
Seniors in the parliament.
What do you expect from a senior six leaver?
no, there's a.
If a university person can fail to deliberate,
But what of a senior citizen?
Honorable
what
Nsereko-
will a senior six person do?
Honorable Nsereko is trying to come up with a bill
Of cyber.
that cyber. Everyone is abusing him.
Exactly.
No one has understood him.
And these are the most important
that
issues
is
we should
it is
discuss.
very important.
People are misusing
This
cyber.
cyberbullying.
This cyberbullying here.
Everyone is abusing him. There is a day everyone was praising this so-called lawyer because he came on
Maviris.
this Semakade.
Semakade.
Because he came and exposed his arrogance
On TV.
On the
Abusing a honorable MP.
on the land fellow.
Okay, we leave that one of Sereko.
Those are the kind of bills that we want. Not
Exactly.
not smart spitting.
They don't want spitting.
You see, do you know one interesting bit about Ugandans? You will find them jubilating about useless things. Now,
That's
like what you
very-
said, how do you jubilate about, or how do you praise a man like a land council, like say, Semakadi, abusing a fellow land
A senior
honorable,
lawyer.
A senior. This is an
And then you-
experienced
you-
man. He
you-
has
you-
been in
you-
parliament for
you make captions
over
for
10
that?
years.
Okay.
And you make captions for that.
but-
Okay,
Ugandans-
guys,
but
let's...
And you live.
No, we are going to start from here next
Bacha-
time.
Bacha
Ugandans,
kufunga.
Ugandans, you're the ones who hype up such
Bacha
useless
kufunga.
nonsense. You tolerate that nonsense.
Do you? But do you?
Semakade with
Do you know why all this is
funny
happening?
hair, with
By
funny
the
and
most
then-
most of those tweets and what are always put out by unemployed youth.
They are idle.
They are idle. They have nothing to do. They are always on their phones doing
and
nothing.
when
In
when
my-
government
in our
and when,
government-
and when
all
government
Mr. Moderator,
when-
before you
when
conclude,
government calls you you
Mr.
to
Mod-
sit with
Mr.
it and
Mr.
discuss
Moderator, before
what
you
say.
conclude that issue of phones, do you know why Honorable Muyingo, Minister Muyingo, is now looking at it as an important issue? This wave of COVID we are in has shown the government that we are far, far behind from technology development. Because if that had happened some years back with this current
It would not
government,
be an issue to discuss.
we wouldn't have an issue. Students would be, children would be studying from home on their phones and whatsoever.
No, to me, I'm not going to comment about that. I'll have to do research about what the Honorable Minister said. Then I think that's when I'll give my positive or negative remarks accordingly.
But do you think it is a good idea or bad?
It's not even good. It's not even bad, but it's terrible.
Okay. Thank you so much, our friends, for loving us, and may the Lord even Father bless you all the time. Keep with us, and I remember when we are on such kind of programs, we are not insulting anyone. But if you feel you're offended, we are sorry for that. But whatever you're discussing here, we want to see our country, Uganda, progressing. We want Uganda to be progressing, not only me alone, but even that person from the village. And please, if you are there, and you're ready to be taking care of our program for sponsorship, kindly, you are welcome. You can contact us, or you can contact one of our friends here, and we see what we can easily do. All these programs are going to be running, and starting from next week, I think we're going to be debating. We just have a talk show on summary of the week. Anything the government has discussed, we interpret it to our fellow community members. Because once it is on these main medias, you can't hear it anywhere. But this youth need to understand, when they said, if you're caught spitting in the public, what does it mean? What do we learn from that?
Is it important?
Is it important?
Social etiquette.
You know, it's because these guys, they want to keep eating allowances. Now, give any committee, you're discussing public spitting.
Is it important? Apparently.
What causes someone to speak?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, here.
It is
Do
because
you go-
you
do
cannot
go-
be in
do you-
Kampala.
Do you go around spitting
Spitting.
on roadside?
I don't think so.
No, let me tell you,
Because
Kampala
your health
itself.
is,
Let's get serious.
is good.
Let us
discuss important matters.
Meaningful matters. This one is just.
This
another
program
waste of time.
is for youth frontliners all over the globe. Please keep debating and participating with us all day, all time. Bye-bye.